Welcome to Coin Explorer. Let's start with the basics, because what looks ordinary to the world often hides the extraordinary in plain sight. The Jefferson Nickel, introduced in 1938, has been a staple of American currency for generations. Billions have been minted. Most are worth exactly what they say, 5 cents. But in 1972, something happened. Not every coin struck that year was equal. Some came out flawless, others came out with rare minting errors, and a few were preserved in such perfect condition that their value began to climb. The reason? Serious coin collectors look for more than age. They look for condition, rarity, mint marks, and production mistakes. Details that can turn a simple nickel into a historical gem. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel that sold for $583 wasn't just lucky. It was a perfect storm of condition, preservation, and timing. This coin isn't famous like the rare gold coins, but it proves that even something as simple as a nickel can carry immense hidden worth. And that's exactly what makes this story so powerful. So, what exactly does this 1972 nickel look like? Let's break it down. On the front of the coin, we see the powerful side profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. His expression is serious, thoughtful, and focused, a design created by artist Felix Schlag. The words "In God We Trust" curve around the left edge, while liberty and the year 1972 hug the right. Now, flip it over, and there it is, Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, engraved in all its neoclassical glory. Above it, the Latin phrase "e pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one. Beneath Monticello, you see 5 cents and United States of America. It's a design so familiar that most people never give it a second glance. But within this very design are hidden factors that collectors obsess over. The sharpness of Jefferson's cheekbone, the clarity of Monticello's steps, the brightness of the coin's luster. These are the details that separate a 5-cent piece from a $583 collectible. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. You might think all nickels from 1972 are worth the same, but that's not even close to the truth. The value of a coin like this is determined by a grading system called the Sheldon Scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A grade of MS66 or higher puts a coin in near-perfect mint condition. The coin that sold for $583, it was a high-grade specimen, meaning it had never been circulated, never been scratched, and never lost its original shine. Its edges were sharp. Its surface was flawless. It looked exactly as it did the moment it left the U.S. Mint. That level of preservation is extremely rare, especially for a coin that's over 50 years old. Think about how many hands a regular coin passes through: pockets, registers, jars, streets. But this one survived untouched. And in the coin world, survival in perfect form is what makes a piece truly valuable. But that's not all. There's another secret element that boosts a coin's value: the mint mark. In 1972, Jefferson nickels were minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, Denver coins had a small d, and San Francisco coins had an S. You'll find the mint mark on the front of the coin, just next to the date. Why does this matter? Because certain mints produced fewer coins, and that changes everything. For example, some proof coins from San Francisco were never intended for circulation. They were made with extra care for collectors. If one of these ends up in circulation, its rarity goes way up. Combine that with perfect condition, and suddenly you have a coin that everyone wants but very few have. So, when you look at a 1972 nickel, don't just glance at the date. Check for that tiny mint mark. It might be the key to something big. Now we enter the world of minting errors, and this is where things get wild. Believe it or not, mistakes are worth money. Big money. A minting error is when something goes wrong during the coin's creation. It could be a double die, where the design is struck twice by accident. It could be an off-center strike, where the coin is printed unevenly. Or it might be a clipped planchet, where part of the coin is missing. These are damage, they're manufacturing flaws, and collectors love them because they're rare and unique. A 1972 nickel with a strong visible error could fetch far more than $583, depending on how dramatic the flaw is. Errors turn ordinary coins into one-of-a-kind finds. And since no two errors are exactly the same, they become like signatures, each one telling a story that's impossible to duplicate. That's why if you find a coin that looks a little strange, don't ignore it. You might be staring at something no one else in the world has. Now, let's talk numbers now. The auction where the 1972 Jefferson Nickel sold for $583 wasn't just a lucky break. It was the result of demand, competition, and rarity. Collectors spotted this coin listed by a certified auction house, saw its grading, checked its photos, and jumped in to bid. One after another, bidders raised the price. Not because it was made of gold, not because it had a celebrity backstory, but because of its perfect preservation and sharp details. The coin stood out in a sea of ordinary. That's what made it special. And when the final bid was placed and the auctioneer said, "Sold," someone walked away with a piece of American history. It proves that hidden treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes it's dull silver, quiet, overlooked, until it isn't. Until it becomes the centerpiece of a collector's showcase, admired for what it is and what it survived. Now, here's the best part. You might already own one. Think about the coins you've collected over the years, the jars of change, the old wallet, the forgotten drawer in a desk. Most people have never inspected their nickels closely, but now you know what to look for: the 1972 date, the mint mark, the condition, and any visible errors. You don't need special equipment to get started, just good lighting and a magnifying glass. If a coin looks uncirculated, shiny, and detailed, it might be worth more than its face value. You don't need to be an expert, you just need to be observant. People across the country have found rare coins without even trying, simply by taking a second look. So, what's stopping you? A coin that seems ordinary could change your day, or even your life. Let's take a moment to explore the historical weight this coin carries. The year 1972 wasn't just another number. It was a time of transition in the United States. The Vietnam War was still raging. Technology was advancing. The Watergate scandal was brewing. This nickel was minted in the middle of that era. It carries more than value. It carries context. When you hold a coin from 1972, you're not just holding metal. You're holding a moment in time. That's what makes coin collecting special. It's not just about money, it's about memory. And this Jefferson nickel, with Jefferson's face staring quietly forward, is like a silent time traveler. That alone makes it priceless to some collectors. It's more than a transaction, it's a connection to the past. So, now you may be wondering, how can I know for sure if my 1972 nickel is valuable? The answer lies in coin grading and authentication. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC examine your coin under strict conditions. They assign it a grade, seal it in a tamper-proof holder, and provide a certificate. This not only verifies the coin's authenticity, it protects its condition for the future. Coins that are professionally graded tend to sell for higher prices because buyers trust the certification. So, if you think you found a valuable 1972 nickel, don't clean it, don't touch it too much, and definitely don't spend it. Get it evaluated. That single decision could be worth hundreds of dollars. But where can you sell a coin like this? There are many options, and no, you don't need to walk into a shady pawn shop. Today, reputable auction houses, certified coin dealers, and trusted online marketplaces make selling rare coins easier than ever. Platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or GreatCollections allow you to list your coin with professional photos, certificates, and descriptions. Just remember, don't rush. Learn the market, check what similar coins have sold for, and always choose secure platforms where buyers value legitimacy. The person who sold the $583 1972 nickel likely didn't do it overnight. They did the research, found the right audience, and presented their coin in a way that collectors couldn't ignore. You can do the same. Not every 5-cent coin is just worth 5 cents. Some carry value, some carry history, and some, like the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, carries surprise. This coin may look like any other, but to those who understand its secrets, it's a miniature masterpiece. It's easy to ignore, easy to miss, but the people who take the time to look deeper are the ones who find what others throw away. And that's a powerful lesson, not just about coins, but about life. Look closer. Pay attention. Treasure isn't always shiny. Sometimes it's gray, scratched, and sitting in the back of your kitchen drawer, just waiting to be discovered. After watching this video, take 5 minutes to check your coins. Look for the year 1972. Find that mint mark, check the details, examine the condition. You might be holding a coin that's worth far more than you thought. It could be worth $583, or maybe even more. The only way to know is to look. And if you find one, don't just keep it to yourself. Share your discovery. You'll be part of a community of people who value the past, love the hunt, and respect the thrill of the unexpected. That's what makes coins special. And that's why the 1972 Jefferson Nickel deserves a closer look from everyone.